Boy, was this segment weird. There's a stagehand knocking on a door backstage. Alexa walks in, and Alexa Bliss is getting dressed. She covers herself up. Mm-hmm. So for the second time in a week, we've had a quote-unquote naked girl storyline where the naked girl is wearing more than they actually do when they wrestle.
Well, yeah. I mean,
implied.
Yes, it's implied. She was topless and been putting her top on. That's different than like wearing a towel over your ring gear. But also, Mandy is doing it with her own agency. She is saying, I'm going to try and steal this my rival's husband from her by being all sexy. Alexa is in private getting dressed and somebody walks in on her. That's a different thing. Also, it doesn't appear, I think, to be for any kind of storyline. It was just like, hey, boobies.
That should have been how she found out about the tag title. She should have stole some production notes.
Yes.
Let me tell you, they don't like it when you do that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, why not? Why not make it like that? I mean, like he accidentally, he's like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. But I mean, that doesn't exactly explain how the tag titles get out there. But
no,
that can be how she gets her scoops. Because I mean, that was so painfully shoehorned in there.
It felt entirely gratuitous.
Yeah.
But there's a thing. I will venture a guess as to how this might be a storyline, even though I really hope it's not at the end of her Bliss segment.
So I was surprised there wasn't more backlash. There was just like stuff that was like, okay, it's shoehorned in. I'm telling you guys, if you're all for this, you're not. I don't think the reaction from women is going to be, oh, that's sexist. Don't do that. They're going to say like, let me get Finn Balor in there. My storyline is beefy Balor.
Yeah.
An obscene amount. So if WWE goes that way, I'm just saying, guys, prepare yourself for it.
Yeah.
Equality is upon us.
Yeah.
In the WWE world. I loved Moment of Bliss, at least the introduction of these tag titles. Hashtag Hammock Club, someone says. The Banana Club. Alexa Bliss announces the WWE Women's Tag Team titles, says that they will be determined at Elimination Chamber. I love that idea. The titles were unveiled, Alex.
Yes.
What did you think? I'm going to pull them up here so you all can kind of see what they look like. But a different look for these titles than most stuff that you get in WWE. A nice white strap, gold plates, no big logo or anything like that. But
I will say, I love what they look like. I hate the way they're being determined as who's going to win them, because it's not tag wrestling. I mean, what's a better way to actually determine who the better tag team is? A tag team match, or heavens forbid, a tag team tournament in which teams are formed and then they actually have tag team wrestling. Or let's just throw 12 women in a big cage and let them all fight. And the representative of the team that is standing at the end, they can be tag team champs. That's how you get a Nia Jackson Tamina tag team championship. That's not, but the team that probably wouldn't have a chance to win a tag team tournament can win that. I would rather actually see a pure tag team match determine who becomes the tag team title, as opposed to this, which we've seen a tag team elimination chamber match, and it's a complete cluster, which is a lot of fun to watch, but I don't want it to be like the way you actually determine who gets to be the first ever women's tag champions. Like I maybe I'm a purist in that way.
You are, but I understand it. I understand your point.
Yeah.
I think given this day and age, I think it's a good way to immediately have everyone in the mix and create a lot of storylines in between. The old, you eliminated me, so let me face you for 7 weeks in a row on SmackDown type of thing.
I would also hope that the tag teams make sense. I mean, even though they haven't been on SmackDown in forever, the Iconics need to be in it. Like there's other things that you can do here. they said 3 from Raw and 3 from SmackDown, which acts as my hope of having it be an NXT also thing. But they showed one particular set of straps, but didn't mention how we determine how this is fought for. Like if a Raw team wins it, does SmackDown ever get a challenge for it? Like ever again? Like those are questions still yet to be answered. But I'm looking forward to seeing it because really the women deserve more than just also ran matches if you're not in the women's title picture. Absolution,
Iconics. Who do you think the third team is going to be out of SmackDown? If Asuka loses her title, then maybe Asuka and Naomi. They've teamed quite a bit, but
yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe there's a lot to be done there. I think it may be one of those things of like, throw 2 people together that wouldn't normally think of, but I would say yes, Iconics and Absolution definitely. And by that point, you might see Nikki Cross on SmackDown. I would love a mismatched team like say Nikki and Carmella. I think that would be a lot of fun.
That would be interesting.
Carmella tries to take Nikki to like get makeovers and stuff. There's a lot of fun stuff you can do with a cool mismatched team as Carmella, the players work.
Carmella could really make that work.
Carmella
100%. So good. Also, Carmella has become a really fun worker to watch, which is pretty awesome. She's a complete performance center project.
Yeah.
Otis Dozovich comes out, and I had mentioned to you, Alex, off air, last week, this call-up was put into question. I was told that they had like a train wreck of a match with the Colognes that a lot of people were talking about backstage as not being good, that almost put this call-up in question. Now, Lars Sullivan had a panic attack before his match and left from the parking lot Orlando to his house, and from what I've heard is virtual radio silence since then. So that's why you haven't seen or heard of him. Hope he gets better, whether he wrestles or not. But Otis comes out drooling over Alexa. Tucker Knight has to get him.
Now, this was the thing that I was worried about here. Now, it wasn't obvious what he was drooling over. The tag title belts? Like, was he pulling an
No, he said pretty girl.
He said pretty girl. See, that I have some issues with him being like, hey, I saw film of you backstage with your top off. Now
fucking rapey, isn't it?
It's really rapey.
I mean, I don't want to, we'll get, it's JW. You're fucking it. Why won't you go and eat Wendy's at the White House? You're just talking about the Pink House. Meanwhile, you don't want Otis to get in the Pink House, you hypocrite. Yeah, I'm ready for it, guys. Give it to me. This was weird.
This is not cool. Although I'm so here for Buddy Murphy defending the honor of his wife / fiance against Otis Dozovich.
I think that Otis versus Buddy Murphy could be a lot of fun.
That'd be a lot of fun.
I think it'd be a lot of fun.